Hello guys, welcome back for the April JRPG News Roundup. We start with the Falcom news as always, and a thank you to Hansuke for his hard work. Following on from the Dana and Adol variants, we now have a body pillow for Reen on the way. No joke, and not too surprising I guess considering his popularity in the East. Moving to East briefly, Pinbox have restocked their East 8 pins for the time being, so if you want to add that to your collection then go ahead. Falcom are also releasing a full collection of Senno Kiseki 1-4 plus Hajimari in one bundle. The box art itself is a spoiler for Reverie, so I would steer away if you haven't played that yet, but if you do choose to go ahead with it and visit the Falcom website, you'll be made aware of participating retail outlets, along with their own unique pre-order bonuses. Ebten, for example, have a collection on Zemuria, an original artwork of Crow on a B2 tapestry, an acrylic interior plate, a 3D crystal of Altina, and a 50 mirror coin replica. And finally, as a follow-up to the Valimar Modoroid that we already know is on the way, it seems like there's a good chance that an Ordine Modoroid could also be in the pipeline, considering that it was the second most requested in Japan, and first most requested everywhere else as part of a request survey. Now to the games, and we'll start with another shameless copycat. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. First it was Dragon and Sword, and now we have the much acclaimed Trails of Illusion. Now to be fair, this is free, so they're not profiting off the work on the surface at least, but the resemblance is uncanny. It's pretty much graphics ripped straight from Cold Steel 3, and they're not even trying to hide it. Strange one, but there you go. To a more official work now, but still not one I'm too interested in. E6 Mobile is getting an English localization, and the beta is opening in May. It was originally released in Japan and Taiwan, and it was a retelling of the original E6 with some additional characters and events. Moving on, the PS5 version of E8 is now available on Amazon for $39 in addition to the NIS America listing last month, and in regards to Trails, there were a few things to bite on as well. Japan and Asia are getting a PS5 version of Kuro no Kiseki releasing on the 28th of July with some new artwork specific to this version. This will support 4K res, run at 60 FPS, it have a high speed mode, and has a glossary of terms for the previous games. Thanks to Clouded Leopard Entertainment, Asia will also get a PC version at the same time. In typical fashion as well, ordering from select retailers will give you some pre-order bonuses which are mostly tied to B2 tapestries in this case. As for the West, there was a reverse cover contest for the official release of Trails from Zero back in mid-April. It has since ended with Artwork 2 winning for both Switch and PS4. There was also a follow-up to a really cool fan project that was announced around July of 2021. Since we never received a fully dubbed version of Trails in the Sky, some fans took it upon themselves to do just that, and now they have released a mod for the full expanse of Chapter 1 in addition to the prologue. In terms of other fan projects, the Kuro no Kiseki spreadsheet that released last month has since received an update. I'll leave that article for you to look at, but I'm still using the base version and having no problems, so I saw no need to change it up. Finally, in regards to Kuro no Kiseki Crimson Sin, there was a Famitsu article back near the start of the month, and that was followed with a Dengeki livestream showcasing a teaser trailer and combat within the game, not to mention updated sprite art from Katsumi Inami once again. I didn't look at the trailers myself as I want to play through Kuro first, but I'll link those if you want to see them. Now to the general JRPG news, starting with Gust. For figure collectors, this might be of interest. Sophie is getting a new 1/7 scale figure based on her art from Sophie 2, which will go up for pre-order on April the 27th to the 18th of July. I'm personally interested in this one. The face looks a little odd to me, but I feel like I could get used to it. For the more affluent individuals though, there is a life-size model which goes for $33,000. And that's not all. There is also a limited variant of this with Sophie posing in the ruins, which will be put down to a lottery. Oh, but if you get chosen, you still have to buy it, and it's $47,000. I'll stick with the 1/7 scale. Now as for the game, Sophie 2 has done quite well. It recently passed the milestone of 200,000 units sold worldwide, which is great to hear. And finally, Gust's other relatively recent release in Blue Reflection Second Light now has its visual collection available to order, for the cultured individual. On to Shin Megami Tensei now. SMT5 has sold 1 million units worldwide since its launch, very good going. And fans have also released a Spanish translation of SMT4, once again showing the power of a dedicated fanbase. Ace Attorney is getting a vinyl record as part of its 20th anniversary. It's up for pre-order and comes with 121 remastered tracks, estimated to ship in October this year. Since we're on the soundtrack path, it's worth mentioning that Fuga Melodies of Steel is also getting a 2-disc soundtrack via the CyberConnect 2 international storefront. It will go up for pre-order on April the 30th. Next we have AI the Somnium Files and Nirvana Initiative, which shared a gameplay trailer on April the 5th along with an announcement of limited time DLC. It's worth checking out if you're curious about how they've shook up the formula from the first game. To Bandai Namco now, and we begin with a trademark of the words Last Recollection by the publisher in Europe and Japan. Some are suggesting that this could be a hint to a new Dot Hack collection action, just like with Last Recode. Pure speculation at the moment, but worth keeping an eye on. To Scarlet Nexus now, which passed the 1 million units sold worldwide in mid-April, and thanks to Game Pass was also able to reach 2 million active players during the same period. And finally, a bit of news concerning Tales of Arise. It also did well in sales, recently passing the milestone of 2 million units sold worldwide. However, despite its success, producer Yusuke Tomizawa said they have no plans to expand the mythos or to create a direct sequel, as according to an interview with Edge magazine. Instead, they're focused more on embracing that next big challenge to bring even more new fans in while keeping current ones happy too. But Tales of Arise did get some love as the Rinwell figure was finally completed. It's up for pre-order on the likes of Army and releases in October 2022. Plus, if you order directly from the manufacturer Kotobukiya, you pay a bit more, but you get Hootle as a pre-order bonus. And finally, before we move to the upcoming releases, let's go over some events concerning Square Enix. First of all, there will be a t-shirt collab with Uniqlo, the Japanese clothing retailer, with each mainline entry getting representation. English fans will be able to order, but not until mid-May, while Japan will be able to do so in late April. Each shirt will cost 1,500 yen, or around $20. Of interest to fans though is that as part of this collab, Naoki Yoshida did an interview for the Uniqlo in-store magazine, and in there he mentioned that Final Fantasy XVI is in the final stages of development. It was previously stated by Square that more information will be coming up in spring. Now, if you've been watching these news roundups over the past few months or so, you'll know that there was an extension of the Final Fantasy Masterline series, which are basically big-ass statues, and this recently 1/6 scale figure of Terra and a Magitech armor now has a price: $13,700. What? I thought the Sophie one was bad, but at least that one's life-size. Here are the specs if you're interested. It's 78 centimeters tall, it's made of polished stone, it's based on the legendary Final Fantasy VI video game, of course it is, it's hand-painted, it has multiple swappable pieces, and it's limited to 600 pieces worldwide, which is probably why it's cost so much. It's due to release in November 2023 and requires a down payment of $2,760, though this is only for one retailer, it might be different for others. Whatever, I'm sure there'll be avid fans who'll take it on. Final Fantasy VI is a beloved title that probably will even circumvent the barrier of the wallet. Rounding out the Square merch, there was also the announcement of a 20th anniversary Kingdom Hearts Walkman. Remember those? Not sure when it goes up for pre-order though, so I'll keep an ear out for it. Now the games. The pixel remasters of the first 6 Final Fantasies have all released recently, with 6 being the final one back in February. But it's fair to say Square aren't the best when it comes to optimization. So once again, the fanbase rises up and sorts it out for them. Not a great precedent for Square to be honest, but a testament to the fanbase themselves. They've recently released modding guides as part of a subreddit post detailing all the work they have done and how to implement it. Link is in the description. And finally, some trademarks. We know that the spin-off Valkyrie Elysium is due out this year, but there was also a submission on the word Lenith in both USA and Australia on April the 7th, which could hint to a potential remaster of the 2006 enhanced port of the original Valkyrie profile, which was named Valkyrie Profile Lenith. Speculation though it is, I'll keep an eye on that. Would be good for me though, as we never got the original release in Europe back in the 90s, and I refuse to play on a mobile. That wasn't all for the trademarks though, there was also a submission for, get this, Tactics Ogre Reborn in Japan at the end of March. Now Tactics Ogre is a beloved SRPG classic from the 90s, with its last release in 2010 with the remake of Let Us Cling Together. And as a cross-reference for this trademark substance, even though there was no mention of a new game, there was credence paid to a Tactics Ogre remaster in that infamous Nvidia data leak, which has already had the likes of the integrated PC port and Chrono Cross remaster confirmed very recently. Finally, the upcoming releases, and there's a bunch to get through, so strap in. We're getting a new Kingdom Hearts game on mobile. It's called Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, and a closed beta is planned for 2022. As far as mobile games go, it looks alright, better than the awful Keyblade Wars at least. But of course, I'm yanking your widger. The big one was that Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced as part of the 20th anniversary live event with no current release date in sight. I'll be honest, I thought it was done after Remind, but clearly it's not. Good for you, Kingdom Hearts fans. Nori and the Time Studio, a 2011 title for the DS, recently got a fan-modded English translation. It's apparently similar to the Atelier games, but has that Atlas seal of quality. So that could be interesting for those who want a more relaxing experience. Brigandine, The Legend of Runetercia is releasing on May the 11th, 2022 for PC via Steam. It's a follow-up to the 1998 title Brigandine, The Legend of Fosena, and is an SRPG that sees you take control of one of 6 nations, meaning you've got a degree of replayability there too, as you witness the different perspectives unfold. It's also currently on Switch and PS4 as of now, releasing back in 2020. Dungeon crawling RPG Demon Gaze Extra is coming coming to PC on April the 26th via Clouded Leopard Entertainment. Fans of the like of Etrian Odyssey might find a kindred spirit here. A turn-based 16-bit indie RPG called Chained Echoes is coming to PS4, Switch, Xbox One and PC in Q4 of 2022. Another potential gem right there, in addition to the likes of Sea of Stars. Action RPG Magnum Lord will come to PC via Steam on May the 30th, releasing back at the beginning of February on PS4 and Switch already. Ni no Kuni Crossworlds is coming west for PC and mobile platforms, and even though it's a spin-off, it appears to be taking on the same archetype of gameplay as the previous two titles. But as is the case with mobile titles especially, there could be more sinister elements below the surface, so maybe read up before you dive in. No release date given as of yet. Now this one's pretty cool. Of course, Vanillaware are known for their excellent artwork and gripping stories with the likes of Odin Sphere and Aegis Rim, but apparently there is an enhanced remaster on the way for Grim Grimoire Once More for PS4 and Switch. It releases in late July, but it's only for Japan at the moment. It's a real-time strategy game that originally released on the PS2 back in 2007, but that version did also come to North America and Europe in the same year, so maybe this remaster will get similar treatment. Made in Abyss, Binary Star Falling into Darkness released an announcement trailer at the start of April, hitting shelves in fall this year. It's coming to PS4, PC and Switch, and will follow both a retelling of the manga as well as an original story. A limited edition was also put up for pre-order, yielding an art book, cloth poster and collector's box. The side-scrolling action-based prequel to Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes and Eiyuden Chronicle Rising now has an official release date of May the 10th. There was a fairly hefty gameplay video of it linked last month, so check that video out if you're interested. And finally, the big three. First of all, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, we knew it was coming in 2022, but we assumed it was going to be around September. Nope, it's got bumped forward to July the 29th, and the limited edition will also be announced later on, but it will only be available from the My Nintendo store. It has been rated teen by the ESRB. Next, the visual novel hybrid Digimon Survive finally has a release date, and it's the same day as Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Well, Japan gets it one day earlier on July the 28th, the West gets it on the 29th, so pick your route. It's going to be on PS4, Xbox One, Switch and PC. I'll personally play this first, as I doubt I'll have completed the prior Xenoblade Chronicles games before 3 releases. Either way, I'm looking forward to both. And last, but certainly not least, there was a Steam entry for the prequel Utawarerumono game titled Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs Forgotten earlier this week, and now we know why. It's getting a worldwide release on PC for September the 8th, while Japan are getting it on PS4 and PS5 in addition to the PC version. Unfortunately, it looks at the moment that the PC version is the only one we will get, as NIS America have said they have no plans to localize the game at this time. Either way, something to sink your teeth into for this niche franchise, and that just gives me all the more reason to play through the trilogy as soon as possible. And there it is guys, your JRPG news roundup for April is complete. Give us a like and subscribe to help yours truly out, and I'll see you next week. Peace.